How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. It's very weird doing an interview via Skype.
I know.
I've never done this before.
Oh, so a first time for you. That's great.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
weird.
So let's chat about So Undercover. I wanted to start and ask you about your character, Molly. Great character. She's a bit of a tomboy, but she's got a really big heart, and I wanted to know how much of her you related to.
I related to her a lot, I think, because her story was she was just doing what she knew and what she grew up doing through her dad, which is very much what I did through music. And I think that's really what she wants more than anything. She just wants to take care of her family and take care of her friends, but also she just, I think, wants that approval from her dad, since she worked so hard at being like him, and just even when she's younger, training through him and all that. So I think I related mostly to that story of the relationship between, Molly and her dad and me and my dad.
Yeah. And is that what attracted you to the role?
I think for me it was just, I love comedy, and that's what I, love to do is physical comedy. So even being able to do, now I'm doing 2.5 Men, that's just always what I've loved. And I think sometimes people forget, just because I've been doing music now for the past few years, that that's what I come from, is physical comedy. I really love comedies. Probably my least favorite, honestly, is romance movies, because I feel like it's the one thing where it makes me feel a little uncomfortable, or even watching it back. It's weird watching it back. But I think doing comedy, it's so fun to watch the timing and everything together, because when you're making a comedy, you're so in it, and it's so about the relationship with who you're with, and it's so improv and so quick. You don't really think too much about it. It's just really quick on your feet, and I like watching it back, I think, the most.
Yeah. Well, So Undercover has some great comedic scenes in it. And one of your fans has asked, what was your favorite scene in the movie?
One of the hardest scenes, to even to kind of choreograph to make sure it was perfect, because it also took a lot of energy, was the scene where I'm with Josh Bowman, and I start to find out that I think he's actually a criminal, and so I go in and I'm give me a safe word or whatever, and he thinks it's this big sexy scene, but really I'm cuffing him for real. And that was one of the hardest scenes, I think. It was the most fun, but I think it was the hardest just to choreograph, and also it was tiring, to actually be that angry and to have to use all that energy, because it was so physical, but it was really fun.
So another fan question, if you had the choice in real life, would you ever go So Undercover?
I don't think so. I can't even keep a secret for 5 seconds, so I don't think so. And I don't think I have the moves or the stealth skills to hide up against the wall and be sketchy. I'm very obvious.
Well, one of your other fans wanted to know, I guess sort of along that point, how do you decide which roles are right for you?
I think it's really important just to have what you want, your fans to see, and what your fans need, but also scripts you can really relate to, which I always try to choose characters that I that I can relate to. But I think also it's important to see what the fans are wanting.
Yeah, well, your fans, we were literally inundated with questions. And
I actually saw on my Twitter, because they were tweeting, I guess, the questions to you guys. So then my timeline was just filled of questions for this, and all these different interviews I'm doing today, where I'm doing live fan questions. So it's really great, and they're really involved and really supportive, and especially about my new record, they've been that's what I'm most excited about. Is my fans have been every day just bombing me about, when's the record going to come out, when are you going to have a single. So it's great. The genre is something that is, I think, something really new and something that hasn't really been done right now. It's a mixture of just what I've grown up doing and the way that my vocal style is anyways, which is a little bit of a twang on top of, more hip-hop beats. I've got to work with so many amazing hip-hop producers, and been working with the Interns and Pop and Oak, who just won, hip-hop producers of the year. Just amazing, amazing artists, and it's been really fun, and just kind of creating this new style and all the people that inspire me and make a hybrid of all my kind of, favorite styles. Not really sticking to one genre. We're not sure about what the single's going to be. That was actually today, when we were on our way, we were reminiscing about, working on this film, and I think the time that we had off just to hang out was so fun, just because me and Kelly were friends, such close friends before we knew we were going to do this together. And then when the director came to me and said, how do you feel about maybe Kelly playing, your friend? I was like, okay, that would be amazing for me, because I would just get to have you know, my buddy there, and it wouldn't just be going off to a movie and not, like, knowing anyone, especially because I had just finished my show, so I was so used to having that family. And then Kelly and Josh, they were both just the best. They were the most fun part of this movie. Besides Jeremy Piven, he was awesome, too.
I know, I was going to ask you about him. The scenes with you and him together are fantastic. What was it like?
He is so funny. It was honestly some of the most difficult things for me, because I was trying not to laugh the whole time at him and, like, trying to go with it, but he just makes me laugh so hard that I couldn't really stay focused. He's just so funny, and you never know what he's going to do.
Yeah, that must have been amazing. And you mentioned earlier just about your album that you'd been working with a couple of different people. We had one question for you from, actually not one, loads of fans wanted to know, your UK fans. If you know, they wanted to know, what do you think about One Direction, and do you have a favourite?
Zayn Malik's my favorite, because that's one that I remember, because my friend and him have matching hair.
Cool.
Anyway. And, he's my favorite. I think he's the cutest. But yes, I do know who they are. Actually, Noah, I believe, is, like, with them right now, I think. My little sister, or some point during this week, she gets to go see them perform on Ellen, which will be awesome.
Oh, cool. That'll be amazing.
Oh,
thank you very much for chatting to us today, Miley, and congratulations on the movie.
Thank you so much.